The Ron G Morning Show, every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. only on WSAN Radio, the soul of America. All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's one of these rare occasions that we would do a show in the afternoon, but on this rare occasion, I don't mind on who I have right now with me. It could have been 4 o'clock in the morning. I will make sure that I get this person on because if you have not seen The Wiz, you are missing a show. Let you know this is. I mean, I grew up with The Wizard of Oz, and when it first came out, it was in black and white, and halfway through it, it changed to color. So the big thing out there was Technicolor. Everything was Technicolor, and it switched from there. And that was one of our things that we look forward to every year to watch. Why? I don't know. But as soon as it came on, we sat up as a family and we watched it. Then came, if I'm right, in 1978, Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, the version of The Wiz. And the iconic song, Ease On Down the Road, stuck. That's one of
Yes.
them songs that you just can't get rid of. And now we got to play here in San Antonio, Texas. So I'm gonna let this young lady introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amitria Fanae, and I play Addaperle here in The Wiz. First national
Oh,
Broadway tour.
oh man. So this was San Antonio your first opening night here?
San Antonio, our opening night for San Antonio was this Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, but we opened the show in Rochester, New York, February 22nd.
Okay. So we get the best now since you went out there all the time. So
Yes.
now you're down here. Man, that is so wonderful because a lot of people don't realize some of the things that's in the Wiz. It's so
Yes.
it's so much. I really can't explain it. You have to go see it in person, everybody. There's nothing
Yes.
no better than a live show. And I tell you, this young lady can sing too.
I can. I
You know,
can.
that don't get it wrong. She can act, but she can sing too.
Yes, we are all acting, singing, dancing, and giving the performance of a lifetime.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So let me see here. Some people threw some questions in that when I
Okay.
told you it was coming on. Um, what has it been like touring with the Wiz, and how did you become first involved with the production?
What has it been like touring with The Wiz? It has been such an exhilarating experience. It's been wonderful to see different parts of the country doing something that I love and telling a timeless story. This year, The Wiz celebrated 50 years of this story. So it is beautiful to be added a part of this legacy of history and have my footprint attached to the sand.
Ooh.
And what was the second question?
Um, how did you get involved with the production?
How did I get involved? I started my audition process in no, I lied. I started my audition process in 2023, the summer of 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia. I auditioned there, did the callback series there, and then I went to New York and did the callback series there. And I didn't get it the first go round, but I was resilient and I did not give up. And when the timing was right, I got booked for the role. And here I am to
Ooh.
tell the story. So you just have to keep going, keep pursuing, and keep going after your dreams. You don't give up. As actors, we get told more no's than yeses, but in this case, my yes came back around.
See, you said something, a key word right there, no. People will shrivel up and just go stand in a corner. They told me no. No, you keep on pursuing.
You
Don't
keep
stop.
on pursuing, you keep on going. You
Yeah.
don't know the rhyme and the reason to why your no is then, but if you keep at it, the right thing, the right door, the right ceiling, the right window will be open unto you. You just have to keep pursuing, keep persevering.
Okay. What was your favorite moment so far performing The Wiz for a live audience?
My favorite my favorite thing that we performed in the Wiz, and it's always like a aha moment for the audience, is when we start Act 2 in Emerald City. And I don't want to give too much of it away, but There's just something about when the audience first sees us in Emerald City and how we set the tone and just what we radiate and exude. I'll tell you this much: it exudes excellence, and
Mm,
it very much gives a Met Gala of Emerald City.
okay.
Yes.
Wow. So how does this version of the Wiz speaking about today's audience, especially younger viewers watching this?
Well, the way that it was written, it's written differently than what you know, and it is something in there from ages 5 to 99, sayings that I've heard as a child that my mother has said to me, to things that relevate to children and the youth today. So it's something for everyone in this show. There's literally something for everyone in this show.
Oh, wow. So I see that you won Best Actress in The Color Purple. What did the role
Yes.
mean to you personally and professionally?
It was another opportunity to tell a story based on Black community.
Hmm.
Anytime that I am able to tell those stories, it means so much to me because that's who I am. That's what I identify as. That's what I'm seen in as the world's, you know, as the world's view. Just one of the many things I'm seen as, but that's what you see first. And
Hmm.
so to be able to tell that story of women finding their strength and their aha and just coming their own, that was a beautiful experience for me.
Oh, wow. I bet it was. See, now,
Yes.
so now you're gonna leave. See, you have not seen my questions, right?
I have not. I have
And,
not seen your questions.
and it is so funny how the next question would lead in for what you just said. Um,
Okay.
okay, so you worked in shows ranging from Dream Girl to Gospel to is there a role that challenged you for most or changed in some ways?
Ooh. There are two roles that I can think of. Celie in The Color Purple, because in doing that role, there is no pretending. There is acting and telling the story, but I have to decrease so that I can let the character increase in me so that I'm giving an authentic version of the experience. You don't ever want to come across as fraudulent in telling these stories because when you're fraudulent, there is someone sitting in that audience who has lived that truth.
Hmm.
And you always want to make sure that you're being authentic to the character in the story. So I could not hide. And there would be many times where I would do the show and I'd be crying real tears with snot running down my face. And
Wow.
it's very vulnerable. It is a very vulnerable experience to let people see you in that way, in that raw. The second show for me that really challenged me would be Ain't Misbehaving because there was no hiding in that show. It was a 5-person show, and either you knew it or you didn't. And last but finally not least, I would say The Wiz. It challenged me in dancing. I thought I had retired from that when I signed up for the show. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Yes, 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 yes.
So go back to the character that you played in all the plays. How
Okay.
did you get yourself prepared for that certain character that you're going to be in? What do you do behind the scenes to get yourself spiritually, emotionally, and physically ready for that role?
Okay, well, I'll tell you about my prep for Addaperle since we're talking the Wiz.
Okay.
So, Addaperle is a very fun, full of life, but she also knows the Book of Oz. Like people know the gospel. And so for me, I have a preset list that I listen to. And in that set list, I have Clark Sisters, I have CC and BB Winans, I have Yolanda Adams, I have
Oh,
Shaka Khan, I have Aretha. And so those are the things that I am listening to conjure up my Addaperle for the show.
wow. So I guess you sit down there and you, like you said, you got to be truthful for the audience because they're going to feel you and what you're
Yes,
saying. I was always told a long time ago when you get up and speak, if you see people lean forward in their chair, you got them because they
yes,
listening to you. They like what you're saying. They believe what you're saying because you're being real.
yes.
And I bet some of the parts you played, I just sat down there. I did like this at one time. I said, "You kidding me?" Then I leaned forward. I said, "Hey man, this girl's good."
Thank you. Thank
Because
you.
if you got to see it to believe it, and to let everybody know behind the scenes, half the time you don't want to know because there's some things that go on that you would never know went on behind the scenes. And when you come out, it's like, man, look at this. But
Yeah,
before,
it's a part of the magic.
yeah. So
Yes,
whatever happened behind the scenes, as soon as that curtain opened, you in your role.
yes. We
Man.
are locked into it.
Yeah, and no matter what went on, whether it's bad or good, y'all go out there and you do your job and do an excellent job.
Right. We're here to give the people a show
See?
and a memorable one at that.
Yeah. Boy, yeah, I even went through my other questions I'm getting ready to ask. How do you
Uh-huh.
stay grounded and energizing while constantly traveling and performing?
It's important to take your rest. So when we have an off day, which is usually Mondays our usual travel day, off day. And if we are doing a 2 week sit down in a show, then Monday is a true off day. You make time to rest. Rest is very important. Find your zen, find your peace, and also make time to explore, the city that you're in, because that's a part of life. Life is to be lived.
Hmm.
And in order to live it, you must have experiences. So you have to go out and seek the things.
Amen to that one.
Yes.
So, you credit your mom, Muhammad, family, and friends. How
Yes.
did they influence you on your journey?
They influenced me on my journey because if it were not for them, I would not be. My mother and Muhammad, my uncle, they saw the gifts in me. And I believe a knowing parent cultivates that gift. And so they
Hmm.
knew that I think it's the job of the parent to cultivate the child's gift. And my family did that for me. My mother is a laureate. She's a writer, a poet. And so she recognized in me that I liked speaking. And so I was in oratorical contest in elementary school before I could join the magnet program because you had to be in the third grade to join magnet. They kept me in oratory before bringing me on to the magnet program. And when it came to the singing, my uncle heard that I had an ear and he heard me humming. And he's an instrumentalist. My uncle plays many instruments: the flute, the alto sax, the tenor sax, soprano sax, the bass, the guitar. He's like a musical guru. And he helped
Mm,
to cultivate that, in me too, playing me jazz legends like Sarah Vaughan and
yeah.
Carmen McRae and Nina Simone. And so they
Mm,
cultivated the being that I am today. And for that, I'm grateful. And with my friends, they believed and they cheered for me and they let me sleep on their couch, when when I was in New York, coming for auditions. And
mhm.
to have that kind of love and support.
You just said something right there should touch everybody's heart is when your family supports you and you traveling, you say, hey, can I crash somewhere? I don't care where it is. And it's like, the answer is yes. They brought you, girl, you're welcome here anytime you come to this city. And
Yeah.
I love family like that because that's what we need, especially the way things are today. We got to rely on our family, like even our village. We got to start
Yeah.
relying on our village. So I got one final question for you.
Yes.
And I know you can answer this one.
Okay.
Your motto is, you're all the magic you'll ever need.
Yes.
What does that phrase mean to you?
It means means that everything that you envisioned that you want to be lives within inside of you, and all you have to do is step out into the sunshine and find your light.
I seen that as your model. I said, this girl, she is something else. You're all the magic you'll ever need. That is such a
Yes.
good model to have for yourself and pass along to everybody else who's listening here and stuff. So I don't want to keep you. I know you got a show to tonight, but I do appreciate you taking your time out to come on my now it's my afternoon show. So I
Yes.
appreciate that. And I appreciate the Wiz for reaching out to my radio station, making us a part of the show because we had tickets to give away.
Oh,
Let me tell you something. I had people come out the woodworks for those tickets.
okay.
And so I asked questions about me personally, see if they knew enough about me, which they didn't. So I turned around and
Okay.
my next group of questions was about the
Okay.
Wiz. I said,
Okay.
who wrote it? Who did the
Yes.
music to it? You know,
Songs.
yeah,
Yes.
what play was it? What movie was it in 1978?
The week. Mm-hmm.
They did the iconic Ease on Down the Road. Nobody can answer that question for a minute. And then all
Okay.
of a sudden, the next day, I said, okay, we're gonna give away 2 tickets today. If y'all
Okay.
get this right. Who was the author of the book of the Wiz? Who
Yes.
did the music? Somebody can they named it right, but they also threw Luther in there as doing the
Yes.
music. They threw that in there.
Lu- Luther Vandross
Right.
wrote Brand New Day.
So
Can
I
you feel a
did.
brand new
And
day?
I gave them the
Can you
credit and gave them
feel
the
a...
ticket because they did some extra soul searching to find that one.
Yes.
So it was and then when I told them out of tickets, they were so depressed. I said, the only way
That's
to get
how,
it now, you gotta go buy them.
but there's a box office and an
Mhm.
online website where they can purchase a ticket and we'll be waiting for them. Y'all,
Yeah.
they got to do is ease on down the road to the Yellow Brick Road, to the
I like the
Majestic
way
Theater.
I like the way
Ease
you
on
ease
down
that
the
in there.
road. Ease on down the
Then look
road.
at you.
Yeah.
Now I said one last couple. I gotta ask this one question.
Okay.
Tell the audience something that nobody knows about you.
Mm-hmm. Tell the audience something that nobody knows about me. Oh, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Hmm, that's tough. Tell the audience something nobody knows about me. Oh my gosh. Nobody? Um, this is a tough question of a cookie.
Oh,
I think I'm stumped. Nobody knows. Okay. Booking this role, this half and half, booking this role has been a dream come true. I've waited for this moment all my life. However, I was very afraid of what the mark would be and if I would meet it the way that I wanted to.
mm,
As critics and professionals in this artistry, we can be our own worst critic. And you have a vision for how you think something is going to go.
yeah.
But when you get into the experience of it, in this experience, it was nothing like I imagined it would be. I was challenged in many ways for the betterment of my craft, but I was left puzzled sometimes after rehearsal if I would be able to meet the mark that I wanted to. And I did
Mhm.
it. I did it very well, I'd like to add. But the thought process of it was very challenging for me in the
Oh,
beginning. But I did it.
There you go. So who's the jokester out of the crew? Are you?
The jokester would have to be Elijah Ahmad Lewis, who plays Scarecrow.
Okay.
He he is always trying to make me break character in our poppy scene. It's him. He is the jokester. Elijah Ahmad Lewis, Scarecrow.
All right, Scarecrow, you heard it first right here. Well, we truly do appreciate you taking out your busy time and coming on. So, how can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Amitria Fanae. That's AmitriaFanae.
Okay,
And
Amitria,
while you're there, don't forget to follow The Wiz too.
there you go. I got them all over the place, everywhere
Yeah.
I go. Every time I open up the mic, I'm talking about the Wiz. You got to go see it.
Mhm.
And I also plugged in. If you have no place to take your mother, Sunday is the day.
Right.
If you want to do Mother's Day, they got a show. I think it's at 1. If I'm right,
1:30.
and then at 6:30, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So get your tickets now and go see it.
Go see it. Bring your mama, bring your auntie, bring Nana and your cousins too.
Bring them all. Let's
Bring
make
them
it all
all.
fair out there. And if you want to get real good, wear all white. I just said that's threw that out there.
Why not? Why not? Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. So all right, young lady. I appreciate you taking your time out and you get some rest because I know you might be ready to take a nap or eat a good lunch and stuff. So, but thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing everyone down the Yellow Brick Road.
All right. Talk to you
All right.
later. All right,
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you for tuning in to WSAN Radio. Catch us on our YouTube channel, WSAN Radio SA. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button.